There we go. Okay.
Cool.
So this is Lee. Where do you work? What do you do, Lee? What's your favorite drink?
Oh, well, we've been through that.
Yeah.
So I work for the Oriana Group
Yeah.
in Melbourne. So we're based right in the city.
Yeah.
We're a builder and a developer, and we
Yeah.
sell all of our house and land packages and our townhouse stock all off the market, all off the plan,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all through channel
Right.
agents.
Okay. And do you currently, because I wasn't sure with the situation with COVID and everything else, whether have you got any display homes or anything now, or have you shut all that down, or you
Yeah,
thinking
no,
about doing it?
we do. So we don't advertise any of our stock to the public. We don't do any retail sales. So we don't have
Yeah.
any display homes with branding or anything. But we've
Yeah.
got two display townhouses, one in the southeast and one in the west. And we've got
Right.
a house display as well. So they've all got lockbox access so the agents can go whenever they need access to it. They can show the clients through.
Okay. So that's good then. So how many of those have you got? Is it just the one location, or is it a couple of different locations?
We've got three.
Three. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And so you've got stuff that's house land packages that is a two-stage contract, and you've also got your single contract stuff, which is townhouses.
Yeah.
Do you do
So
any
we're the biggest.
apartments as well?
We don't do
Or
apartments, but we're the biggest single contract townhouse builder in Victoria.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So
So that's
so
what we specialize in. So what we like to do is buy big parcels of land and then go through all the planning, permitting, subdivision stage, and
yeah,
having a medium density component or townhouse component, and then house and land packages, and then often because we do town centres and childcare as well. So
right.
find
Okay.
a parcel big enough to incorporate all of those factors into it.
Yeah, I see. I'm with you. Okay, cool. So have you been with the company long? Because I think you changed, didn't you, from one place to another, as far as I can
Yeah,
remember.
I was with the guys for about a year and a half, and then
Yeah,
went off and did my own thing for about 8 months, and I've been back for about 6 months now.
yeah.
But been in the industry 16 years, I think, next week. So dabbled
They know what
in
you're talking about.
every aspect of real estate I think that
Yeah,
exists, which is good.
yeah. So how did you first yourself like get into house and land packages and all that sort of stuff? Was it something were you a regular agent beforehand and then you got
I
into it that
was a
way?
regular agent. Yes, I was selling just your resi house and land, knocking on people's doors. Hi, can I list your
Yeah,
property for sale, please?
yeah,
And then I knew someone who was selling in the off the plan space, and I liked the fact that it was mainly investor focused. So it kind of takes a lot of that emotional purchasing out. It's how much per square meter, how much is the rental yield, how much is my return going to be? Like it's very, it's a numbers game.
yeah.
And yeah, running to the guys at a bar. and,
All right,
um,
okay.
yeah, through
Fair
mutual
play.
real estate friends. After this long in the industry, everyone kind of knows everyone,
Yeah,
and
everybody
got
does
different
know.
groups.
Oh,
And
that's funny.
yeah,
Yeah,
started chatting and absolutely love it. And I'd never go back um, to your normal standalone resi stuff. Off the plans, absolutely what I love doing.
yeah, yeah. I think from my side, I've done normal resi stuff for a few years, and I've worked as a business development manager, and then I was approached by builders to sell their stock directly in Queensland,
Yeah,
and the I think I like the process of it, but also the commission's a lot better. It's not as time consuming. You don't have to do open
yeah,
homes, there's no door knocking, there's no flyers, there's none of that stuff. So
yeah,
that's I thought was really good. And I think one of the main problems in real estate is the fact when you haven't got any stock. That's the thing. When you first kick off, you haven't got anything to sell,
yeah.
and you've done something, haven't you? So
Yeah,
that's
and I think a lot of people lose motivation as well. You're 2 months
yeah,
in, you're 3 months, you're 4 months, you still haven't got a listing. And
yeah,
I think that's why there's a lot of changeover in agents leaving the industry because they're so excited and then deflated. So the off the plan space, you've always got stock to sell. It's more, you're kind of almost acting like a buyer's advocate in a lot of
yeah,
ways. So you're
yeah,
speaking to your investor or often owner occupier as well, finding out what their requirements are in terms of location, budget. Some people are really focused on capital growth. Some people are really focused on rental yield. Some people are really focused on a particular area, whatever it is. So, meeting with your client and finding out what they're after, and then going to your builders or coming to someone like me and providing that list of requirements, and then we can, package something up that's going to tick all the boxes for your client.
So like, if you talk me through like your typical process when you're doing a deal, because I think every slightly different. I mean, from our side, it's you will get the expression of interest form to you if you've got your version of it, which a lot of builders and developers have got their own version. We'll do that form up as well, and we'll also make sure that the person's got the finance and make sure they've definitely got a solicitor lined up to use and everything else. But when you've got past that stage, you've got the EOI form in. What's your normal process? What would you normally do with the client?
So if your client's already agreed on the property and the EOIs come in saying they want to buy, for example, I've just got the stock list here. They want to buy 64 Shale Court and Berwick. They've all decided. There's a couple of different ways that we can run from there. So I look after all the channel agents for the company. So I don't have one specific way of saying this is how our business runs, this is how the company runs, this is how we do it. For me, it's working with my channel agents to make the process as easy as possible for them, and help them get started. So I can even send through the blank contract, and especially being fully licensed agents, they can fill that out themselves, and they can get the client to sign. Or I can fill out the contract off the EOI, and we can send that directly to the client. We can docu-sign it across, or we can send you the completed PDF, and then you can unfold it to your clients.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And basically, you'll nurture your clients all the way through until settlement. So we'll provide you construction updates when we're ready for PCIs, when we're ready for your final inspections, valuations, booking in settlement, picking up the keys. And you as the agent have all the correspondence with the purchaser. We don't generally have any until if there's a warranty issue afterwards or something like that, and it comes through warranty.
Right, okay. Yeah. So I think I think what I was trying to get across to a lot of the new agents is that they're kept in the loop throughout the process. With majority of everybody is when the contract goes out, they'll be CC'd into that contract, or if it's done via DocuSign, so they can see the client sign the document. It's now gone unconditional. So and then a lot of the builders and the developers, they'll send through the photographs during the stages of it being built and all that sort of stuff as well. So there's a lot of back and forth. So that's good. So
we build a lot of townhouses as well. So quite often we already start construction on townhouses pretty much as soon as we're at civil work. So the boots are on the ground, works are starting, we'll start selling. So for example, we've got some Deanside townhouses now west of Melbourne that are at financing completion stage in the next 30 days. So, there is the opportunity a lot of the time with the townhouses for the clients to come out on site, which we can organise with you and the construction manager. Or a medium density or townhouse site might be staged. So we might be selling, say, lot B, but lot A is all sold and they're about to settle, they're completed. So we can often show your clients through something completed that's going to look exactly the same specs, floor plan wise. And it's not always a full end-to-end process. Like our house and land packages being 2-part contracts, yes, because you'll settle on your land and then you'll go through all your normal progress payments and build stages. But with townhouses, you might be selling something that's 12 months off completion, 4 months off completion, 1 month off completion, just pending. So that's one benefit, I guess, of using us also as single part contract builders. We're already working and the job's already underway. So it's a nice bit of peace of mind for your clients as well.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well is that if it is single contract, like we're looking into trying to do more self-managed super fund sales and stuff like that, so it's an investment property, it's high yield, it's not too far from the city, and it's got to be single contract, and townhouses tend to be a really good option. You've got apartments.
heaps of stock through SMSF. I'd say most of our townhouse sales are SMSF sales.
Yeah.
And we stick to the growth areas and the growth corridors around Melbourne. So price point, we're very investor focused, investor driven. Our kind of prices are at the moment for a 2-bedder townhouse around the 550 mark, and then it's kind of up to 630 for 322. So compared to some of the townhouses closer to Melbourne, obviously there's a big price difference, but we try and keep it SMSF focused and investor focused. And then obviously capital growth, it's, those areas are booming now. So
yeah, exactly. So the other thing I was going to mention to you is we're probably going to look into doing webinars. So I don't know if you're up for joining us on a webinar and talking about your stock at some point. No, you're all right.
Sorry, what was the question?
So we're going to do like webinars, because we were going to do seminars before, but because of COVID, it didn't happen. So now we're gearing up to do webinars. So if you're interested in that, you'll have to let me know. If you want to do like a bit of a presentation.
Let me know, and let me know what you want to focus on. Like we could do like a particular project and run through it, or whatever. You let me know.
I think that the other thing as well that was mentioned is if you've got a virtual tour or a walkthrough or a video of anything that's just completed, I think they like the sound of putting that into it. And the other thing as well, from a marketing point of view, from an agent's point of view, is having stuff like that they can use to sort of explain to the client, oh, this is the quality of the build and stuff. Have you got many videos and things like that you can use, or is not really doing that?
I'm trying to think. I think all the videos that I've taken are all sold now. So I've done one on the display home. I might do one on one of our townhouses, because all the specs are always the same. So
yeah, that's what I say. Like if you've got something generic that you can show the end results, and it's a video, it saves them having to go anywhere. And are you okay with showing the properties off if the agent isn't available to go face-to-face meeting with them? Because sometimes we've got agents in different parts of the country and stuff like that.
If the agent's not local, absolutely. But just your agent needs to be aware that I'm not the sales agent. So they need to make sure just that they're wording up their client, giving their client as much information as possible, and then I'll take over from there. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, that's good. Because I say not everybody's up for that. A lot of developers are more like, well, it's your client, you've got to be there and take them through and do this, that, and the other. And then there's some other developers where, oh no, well, if you can't really do that, then we can help you out. We'll sort of hold the hand through the process. So it depends really.
Well, 95% of the time we have no contact with clients, but for interstate agents, of course.
Yeah. Okay, cool. No, I thought I'd just ask the question and just put it out there. But so really then, is there any things in particular that you are definite before you move forward on the contract? Is there any things where you like, well, look, we're not going to look at that until you do this? So for example, they've got to have the finance ready to rock and roll. They've got to do the EOI form in detail, copy their ID, that sort of stuff.
It's case by case. So we have an EOI form, or we'll accept your EOI form. I don't really care, as long as information's on there that we need for the contract. That's fine. We take $1,000 holding deposit. And then if the clients want their solicitors to review or conveyancers to review, that's fine. It's just up to you or the agent just to keep me updated and just let me know what's happening. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think the other thing that I'm sort of gearing up to now as well is also encouraging the agents to build relationships with the developers directly. Because I think that if you've got that there, then you can help each other out and you've got a good relationship. Same with the finance brokers. Like we've got a lot of finance brokers that are part of the business, a network of people. And I'm saying to the agent, well, look, you want to be best friends with your finance broker. You want to pick somebody or you want to refer somebody to us and we'll put them on the system. And you want to work in with them, same with building relationships with the developer, because then you can help each other out and get the deal done.
Yeah, that's right. And a lot of the time, like if my agents say that they call me, Lee, I need this is the budget, this is what I need. And I say, look, we've actually just sold out. We don't have anything available, but I'll let you know. So I have my own systems in place so that as soon
Yeah.
as new stock comes on board, if my agents have told me what they're after, what their requirements are, I can call them first. So, like, for example, we just had one of our townhouses fall over because the purchaser lost their job. They couldn't get their finance.
Oh, yeah.
But I know that I've got another SMSF purchaser for that purchaser with that budget. So I've called him this
Yeah.
morning and said, hey, this is about to come back on. It's still going through solicitors, but did you want to have a chat to your client and see if they're still interested and if this will suit? So he's meeting with them tonight. So that way it's not going on the stock list. It's not available for everyone. If I
Yeah.
know that you have that buyer ready, then it will go to you first,
Yeah.
before it goes back out to everyone else. So, you know, just to look after my agents as well.
Yeah. I think that's the thing that from our side, we deal with that many developers. I try and cut it down to that person's based in that area and they deal with people in that area and they try and build that relationship and understand the stock and what it is and everything else. I like to have them actually go out and physically go and look at what it is that you've built and what you've done and what you've got coming up and get to know you.
I
I
think
got
that's
flown
really important.
down. Yeah, I got flown down to Sydney and Melbourne a few times, and it makes a huge difference because you've got that rapport then, you've got that relationship with that developer, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah, and you get
And
to
it's
know
also
them.
for your clients as well, for your purchasers to be like, you know, I was in Melbourne about 3 months ago and I went on site and I went and had a look and, you know, everything looks really great. And, you know, their build quality
Yeah.
is nice, or the
Positive.
location, the estate is
Yeah,
beautiful. It's really, you know,
yeah,
so I think trying to buy something off the plan obviously comes with its challenges that as a purchaser you can't feel and touch something. So having that kind of information coming through from your agent or your broker saying, I've been there or I've dealt with these guys before, I've walked through their townhouses before, they're really nice, they're great to deal with. So,
mhm,
you know, and then that's going to relay across to your purchaser and that's going to make things a lot easier as well,
yeah, definitely.
and just help trust
Yeah,
through.
yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Well, I won't take any more of your time up because you've probably got things to do.
That's,
Is there anything
that's
else you
okay.
want to add, or are you all good?
No, not particularly. Just, I mean, there's a lot of developers out there, or builders and developers, and you know, normally they do have a number of BDMs, but I'm very hands-on, and coming from an agent background myself,
Yeah,
I'm available to help where needed, and there's no question that, you know, you can't ask me,
yeah,
you know, and to try and get a deal done. So, you know, my clients, they're, you know, we've pushed the budget. This is 5K over, like trying to work with, you know, our guys upstairs to try and get deals done, for your agents. And definitely, yeah, pretty hands-on with that stuff. So
I appreciate that. That's good because, as I say, you know, some people are flexible and some people aren't they?
yeah,
So
and because I, before or in between working with these guys, I was working as a channel agent with a number of different builders, and
yeah,
there's such different, you know, everyone operates differently.
yeah.
You know, there were certain builders and BDMs that wouldn't even bother to get back to me,
Oh yeah, yeah. You get that. You do get that
taking
from
a
time.
long time, not returning calls, like, you know, really basic things, yeah, with
Yeah.
communication that can, you know, in this market, can break a deal. So yeah, I
Oh
think
yeah.
working with
Definitely.
a BDM or builders or yeah, developers that are, you know, really proactive in getting back to you and getting on top of things is really important.
Yeah. I think that, you know, there's um you know, people that end up being more preferred out of the people that we deal with because they do get back to you, they do follow up, and
Yeah.
they take deadly seriously what's going on. Whereas you do have some that are a bit sort of, oh, well, I'm a bit busy at the moment, and you know, I'll speak to you tomorrow or whenever. And then, as you say, you can lose the deal off the back of that. You know,
Yeah,
you can lose
absolutely.
completely.
Especially in this market, if you've got a qualified buyer ready to go, like you really need to, as an agent, be acting on it straight away, and really nurturing your purchaser and updating them and getting them information, getting them stock,
Yeah,
giving them options and really being available for them
yeah,
because yeah, things can change very quickly.
yeah, yeah. Very true. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm going to stop the recording there so we can then now talk as normal human beings. So that was
Yeah.
nice. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you. I'm excited for what you're doing. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Right, I'll just pause this now.